Greetings and welcome back to room 303 in our chats with Emily as we are calling our readings through the 1,775 poems of Emily Dickinson contained in the Johnson edition. We turn now to poem 35, Nobody Knows This Little Rose. Another rose poem, you'll remember from passage 19, poem 19, I'm a Rose. Is this another Sue poem? It's possible. We don't really know for sure. Our assumptions are that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net down that left-hand side, chats with Emily as our playlist. I'm hopeful that you've been exposed already to our introductory set of comments, and of course we just finished with poem 34, Garlands for Queens. Now this poem, when it was first published, December the 24th of 1891, was called A Nameless Rose. Maybe a rose sent to a friend, a lover, Sue, possibly, we just don't know. We're going to ask, though, is this a poem about sacrifice? And I'm intrigued by this little poem, as so many of these little early poems in the Johnson edition. Let's just enjoy it. Nobody knows this little rose. It might a pilgrim be. Did I not take it from the ways and lift it up to thee? Only a bee will miss it, only a butterfly hastening from far journey on its breast to lie. Only a bird will wonder, only a breeze will sigh. Ah, little rose, how easy for such as thee to die. Now, I do think that this is a poem about sacrifice, and I do think that it's also a poem about friendship. We'll begin with the word nobody. When we get to poem 288, that's when we will see this word in its fruition. I'm nobody, who are you? And if you want to go ahead and jump to it. Notice her use of the word little. She'll use it twice in this poem, of course, little rose. We see this use of the word little as in undersized, as in nonchalant, as in unappreciated, all of that and more. Notice, nobody knows, and it's this little rose, so it's immediate. Obviously, if it was a rose sent in a letter, that would make some sense. It might a pilgrim be. Notice we're going from pilgrim to journey a few lines later. Think about pilgrim and the whole notion of journeys and the Odyssey and Homer's Odyssey. When we meet poem 101, we're going to hear, oh, some scholar, oh, some sailor, oh, some wise men from the skies, pleased to tell a little pilgrim where the place called morning lies. We'll play the game of pilgrim again. It is significant, I think, that Emily often thinks of herself as a pilgrim, as a journeyer. So she'll say it here that nobody really cares much about this little rose that she's plucked. It might a pilgrim be. Did I not take it from the ways and lift it up to thee? And again, the thee and the antecedent to the pronoun is not clear. And then notice four onlys. Only a bee will miss it. Only a butterfly hastening from far journey on its breast to lie. Only a bird will wonder. Only a breeze will sigh. So we go from bees to butterflies to birds, and then to the breeze. And then her use of ah will take us back to poem 34, where she uses this little phrase. And we commented there that in poems 240, 177, and 666, we'll have this use of this little ah. It's almost like a musing. Little rose, how easy for such as thee to die. Well, what are we going to say about a poem like this? Well, I think this is a poem about the power of sacrifice. I think she's also arguing that value depends on intentionality. It's not that she just picked this rose. She picked this rose specifically to share with her pal. That is to say, nothing is really special until we decide that it needs to be special. And then, of course, it becomes unique and special. At 2b, I love the repetition of only, only, only. In other words, this is only a rose, but the truth is it's important. At 3a, we mentioned poem 288, I'm nobody, who are you? And poem 19, I'm a rose. But I'd like to take us to Hamlet, and I think Shakespeare stands behind a lot of what Emily plays at. You'll remember in Hamlet 2:2 when he's talking with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, he says, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so, as he's talking about Denmark and we're in a prison and all of that. This idea that the thought determines, in large measure, what's going on. The intentionality matters. And finally, how we own a poem like this at 3b. What was a time that you were intentional in your caring for another, or a time that that intentionality forced you to some level of sacrifice? And to what degree did that benefit you and, obviously, the pal or the friend of yours? Thank you.